So the research tells us that organizational culture is key. So if leadership is communicating that whistleblowing is valued within the organization, and then they back that up with actions that are consistent with that message, then whistleblowers will be more likely to report. What we also know is that whistleblowers often choose not to report because they feel like they may be retaliated against for doing so. So unfortunately, whistleblower retaliation is not uncommon. Whistleblowers may find that they are forced out of their organizations, or even if they're not explicitly forced out, they may be ostracized by their coworkers and they may voluntarily leave. So whistleblowing, the decision has significant consequences for some individuals. And so what we've learned is that it's really important for organizations to implement policies to protect whistleblowers from retaliation, such as offering anonymous reporting channels or for making sure that reports are communicated to a neutral party. So an emerging area of research that I have been involved with is looking at whistleblower incentives. And so what we mean by that is if an organization offers financial incentives to a whistleblower for reporting, that may offset some of the perceived risks of reporting. Now the issue is that whistleblowing is largely viewed as being an altruistic behavior. So individuals choose to report because they think that it's the right thing to do, not necessarily because they think it enriches them in any way. Well, the risk is when you introduce financial incentives, now the concern is that the whistleblower reporting decision may be crowded out by economic considerations instead of those altruistic considerations. And what that might lead to is whistleblowers making a reporting decision based upon what is economically beneficial to them as opposed to what is beneficial for their organization. And so what our research has found, for example, is that when organizations base a financial incentive on the size of the related fraud, whistleblowers may actually choose to wait to report until the fraud grows larger in size, which would increase their potential incentive. The recent controversy involving President Trump and the whistleblower complaint really relates to somewhat of a common problem, and that problem is how does one determine whether a whistleblower complaint is actionable or not? So in this example, we have a difference of opinion on that matter between two branches of the government. So the administration has argued that they have reviewed the complaint and it doesn't rise to the level of needing action to be taken, whereas the House Intelligence Committee has argued the exact opposite. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. I think what's important to note is that both sides have made it very clear that they intend to protect the identity of the whistleblower and also protect that whistleblower from retaliation. We'll have to see if they're able to do that. If they are not able to do that, this could potentially have a chilling effect on whistleblowers in U.S. government agencies. Whistleblowing is really important, whether within a government agency or within a corporation. Many times the only reason that we learn about certain frauds is because someone within the organization decides to speak up. We have data that indicates that the #1 means by which corporate fraud is uncovered is the receipt of a whistleblower tip. So it's really important for organizations, whether they be government agencies or corporations, to do whatever they can to support whistleblowers and encourage whistleblower reporting.